Italian Football Podcast.
Right, next question comes from CJ Barilla. He says, who would you guys start for Italy against Estonia on Saturday? And Giuseppe Di Benedetto says, Ciao Nima and Carlo, I got a question for the pod. Is Gattuso going to give us the ultimate gift of a blue-collar central back pairing of Gatti and Baschirotto? How about against Moldova? Oh, I think he meant Estonia. Or he meant, Moldova in November. Yeah, you're right. Moldova in November. We want a wrecking crew defense.
Well, let's do a preview of the game, and then we'll answer that question at the end of it. Estonia versus Italy this Saturday, the 11th of October, 2045 CET in Tallinn at the Lillekula Stadium. World Cup qualifying Group I. It's the fifth game of the group for Italy. The state of play is that Norway are top of the group with 5 wins from their 5 matches, so 15 points, and Italy are second with 9 points from 4 games, 3 wins and a defeat. And Norway have a plus 16 goal difference on Italy, which is just ridiculous. So Italy's squad, first of all: Carnesecchi, Donnarumma, Meret, Vicario. Defenders: Bastoni, Calafiori, Cambiaso, Coppola, Di Lorenzo, Di Marco, Gabbia, Gianluca Mancini, Udogi. Midfielders: Barella, Cristante, Fratesi, Locatelli, Nicolucci, Caviglia, and Tonali. And then the attackers: Cambiaghi, Esposito, Moise Kean, Riccardo Orsolini, Raspadori, Matteo Retegui. And then we've had Zaccagni and Politano pull out due to injuries. So they've been replaced by Roberto Piccoli and also Leonardo Spinazzola after we called for him. So the big kind of call-ups or returns or maiden call-ups are Gabbia and Cristante return to the Azzurri for the first time in a year, and Cambiaghi, Nicolucci, Caviglia, and Piccoli are their first call-ups, and Spinazzola his first call-up for 2 years. So those are the big kind of call-ups. First of all, the squad, Nima. What do you make of the squad? Who in there do you like? Who do you not like? Who would you have liked to have seen in there?
I'm thrilled with Nicolucci Caviglia, who I already thought last season with Venezia was brilliant. I really like him, and I'm glad that he's getting a call up. I think he deserves it. I really like him. As for one player that I think is interesting is I like that Cambiaghi's been called up. I think it's nice that he brings him to look at him a bit closer. Raspadori, I like. I don't really miss that many players. I mean, I know a lot of people's eyebrows were raised when Cristante was called up, but then again, he's done his job. So he's done okay. He's done well. So no, I don't really think there's not much to say really. I think it's a very expected call up. I like the Coppola's in there as well. I like that.
I don't.
And what?
I don't like that. He's played 16 minutes of Premier League football. What the hell is he doing in the squad? It's just ridiculous.
I think it's good that he's in the squad. I think it's good that he has a look at him. I think it's better to have a look at him, and he's not going to play, but to get him into the environment. I don't think he's going to play a minute. But if he does well on training, why not play him? I mean, that gives him a chance.
It doesn't. I mean, it doesn't really make much sense to me, to be honest. Why, if a player's not even playing barely a minute, but okay, if they're just having a look at him and he's not going to get a minute, but I just think we've got all these defenders, so many great central defenders. I know there's some injuries, like Buongiorno, for example, but then we end up calling up Coppola, who doesn't play at all for Brighton, and we've got Gabbia, who, let's be honest, he's not really Italy level. He's doing really well for Milan under Allegri. He's not Italy level, and Gianluca Mancini is not Italy level either. So it's like, I mean, listen, I don't think these games even matter because Italy are going to a playoff. But at the same time, it's just it's just a bit of a strange one. That the centre back is the one area of the pitch where we've got so much depth, yet we've still got Coppola, Gabbia, and Mancini in the squad. So yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, I'm glad Spinazzola got a call up.
Me too.
Because he actually deserves it. We're talking about who deserves it. Yeah,
agreed.
He's been great. And if he keeps this up, I think he can be a real weapon for us in trying to get to this World Cup. Hopefully in March he's still playing like this. And other than that, I mean, yeah, there's some. I mean, it's Cancellieri at Lazio, who I think had an outstanding start to the season, and he was outstanding in pre-season as well. And I would have thought maybe after some of these players that pulled out, maybe he would have got a call up. And if we're talking about who deserves it, he deserves it more than Coppola deserves it. I know they're different positions, and but maybe he should have got called up. Chiesa being left out, I don't know. Again, he hasn't played that much. He's just been a substitute player. But I mean, I think he could have potentially been useful. But maybe Gattuso's taken a long game with him and saying, you know what, stay at Liverpool, just keep training there, get some consistency there.
Exactly.
If you're there training with Slot during this international break, maybe that's going to give you more chance of playing when the matches come along, and then you'll be in a stronger position for the games that will matter further down the line. But I think Chiesa maybe would have been a good option to have at least as a substitute player in these games. So yeah, otherwise it's kind of, we're working with what we've got. As for the probable 11, so Estonia play a 5-4-1. Hein, Tenista, Kusk, Paskotsi, Metz, Kolvat, Kate, Vasiliev, Miller, Poom, Sapinen. And I've only heard of one of these players. That's the goalkeeper, Karl Hein, who used to play for Arsenal. Or I'm not sure if he's still at Arsenal, but he was at Arsenal. And he's the only guy. He made a lot of saves in the first game, I remember, pulling off a lot of fantastic saves. Italy, it seems like they're going to stick with the 4-3-3. Donnarumma, Di Lorenzo, Mancini, Bastoni, Di Marco, Barella, Tonali, Fratesi in midfield, and then Raspadori, Retegui, Keane. That's the probable 11. That's what's being predicted by the papers at the moment. But obviously, we're recording this on Monday, and there's a whole week of training that could change. That strike force of Raspadori, Retegui, Keane, playing three attackers, none of them with natural width. I mean, Keane can drift out wide, but I'm just thinking, where on earth where's the width going to come in this game?
It's going to come from Di Marco. If he's going to play Di Marco, the thing is, like, Di Marco's not really adapted to a back four, but if you kind of invert Di Lorenzo and you become a back three, and then Di Marco pushes up with Bastoni next to him, they do that at Inter. So I think that's where the width is going to come from. When it comes to Keane and Raspadori, I agree with you. They're not natural wingers, but it becomes almost like a 4-3-2-1, if that makes sense. I think that's what he wants to use with Retegui as this like prima punta ball winner, holding up play, and also the prima punta kind of thing. It makes sense to me. I just want to make one comment. The midfield, I would love to see Locatelli, Barella, and Tonali play together. I would really like to see those three play together. It would be interesting to see what they can do. And also, I'd like to see Nicolussi Caviglia get a shot too. I'd like to see what he can do as well. But yeah, other than that, I don't think there's that much to say really as to the lineup. And as like you said, we'll have to wait and see what happens in a couple of days when they've.
Yeah, I mean, Italy got 2 wins from 2 under Gattuso. Estonia got 3 points in the group from 5 games. Italy won the first game 2-0 in that bizarre last match of Luciano Spalletti, where they, for some reason, allowed him to manage that game, which was just insanity.
It's functional.
Just ridiculous. The most ridiculous decision ever. The guy's getting sacked the next day, and you allow him to coach the game. Just weird. Odds: Italy 1-6, Estonia 13-1, draw 13-2, and there's one kind of positive. Italy play after Norway's game, so they will know by the time they play Italy whether they can only qualify on goal difference, seeing as Norway play in their very last game. They play Estonia. Their penultimate game before they play us. Norway play Estonia at home, which they're obviously going to win. So basically, Italy will know when they play against Estonia on Saturday, because the Norway game will have already finished. Italy will know whether they can qualify. They can only qualify on goal difference, and if that's the case, given that there's a minus, they're minus 16 from Norway at the moment, and they're just not going to make that up. Then that might even influence the lineup. They might think, well, you know what, we've got no chance of finishing first now. We might as well. Gattuso might think, well, I might as well just rest some players, rotate, and test possibly. I wouldn't rule it out. Wouldn't rule it out, especially if they've got a game a few days later.
Yeah, they do. Well, we'll have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah. Well, if the people that have striked in Italy allow it to happen, which
exactly,
you know, I mean,
and that could be chaotic. We have.
Well, it is. It's going to be. It's going to be. It's that game. Is that next game, which we're not going to cover. It's that game might not go ahead.
No.
I wouldn't rule it out because of the people. It's not going to get called off by the authorities. The authorities are not going to call it off. But the people, like if you've seen what's been going on in Italy, there's been 2 general strikes in the last 2 weeks, including on
millions of people out in the streets.
Friday. Well, no, there's 1 million in Rome and 1 million in other cities as well.
Yeah.
Like
a couple of million all over the country. Yeah, it's absolute.
So if they do that outside the stadium, I mean, I wouldn't rule out. I mean, that is possible. People are talking, and that could happen. So. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? But yeah, let's still with this Estonia game first, and let's see what happens. Anything else you want to say
about this game? No, I mean, I think Italy will win comfortably 3-4-0. I expect Retegui to get on the score sheet. I expect Di Marco to continue scoring, and Tonali will score. I'll say 3-0. Retegui, Barella, Retegui, Di Marco, and Tonali will score.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think they'll win by a few goals, but it won't be enough for the goal difference.
No.
Because you're not going to make up minus 16.
No.
I mean, listen, if we're being realistic here, right? If Italy want to have any chance of finishing above Norway on goal difference, they're going to have to win by about 12 goals in this game. Because remember, Norway still have to play Estonia at home. So they're going to rack up a lot of goals in that game as well. So that 16 is going to go up. So they're going to have to win about 10, 11, 12-0 just to have a chance of beating Norway by 3 in the last. It's just, listen, it's gone. Yeah, playoffs here we come.
Yeah, exactly.